If you've been grinding in a Rise crossover and been wondering what is the absolute best way to farm cash, no matter where you are in the game, well, and today I'm going to be breaking down to you a clear, data-backed, and straightforward steps. We're going to be covering everything from the types of mobs, the cash multipliers, health scaling, and the most efficient strategy for farming. Now, the way this is going to work is a lot of basic multipliers and system mechanics for when, like, how NPCs spawn in, timing, and everything. I'm going to be everything.
Oh my god, bro. Oh, hell no, man. What?
Covering everything. Whether you're on any island just starting out and you're grinding brutes, this guide will make sure that you are getting the most cash per second as possible wherever you are in progress, wherever you are in the game. So first, let's talk mob types. So there is going to be 3 main mob types. There's going to be the basic mob type, which is going to be this one right here, as you see, Diablo. And then this one is going to have the 1-to-1 ratio, which is going to be the 1 health multiplier and the 1 cash multiplier. So this is going to be base for each island. So this one is 390 billion for the base level on this island. And then the next one is going to be the mid mob. So the mid tier mob that you go against. This one is Gosoku, and it is going to have a 3.33x health multiplier with a 1.33x cash multiplier. Now this is going to obviously be if you are fighting in any island. If you went over to the index, it's going to be usually the middle one. So if it's something like pretty much anything past leveling city, it's just going to be the middle one right there. And then the next one is going to be the elite mob. So once again, on this island that I'm currently on, this is going to be the Goblin NPC right here. And the way this one is going to work is it's going to have a 6.67x. Remember, all these calculations are just an average or about, not an official number, just the average that I've come to, with about a 2.5x, a 2.05x multiplier on the money. So once you understand this system, you can very efficiently farm in any zone just by figuring out which mobs here you're farming and effectively grinding money, because once again, the one thing you do not want to do is waste time. Now let's kick it up a notch and talk about brutes. So these brutes right here are going to be the big boys, big chunguses. And so a brute will always cash wise give you 10 times the base mob. So say the base mob gives you about 4.5 trillion per kill. These ones are going to give you 45 trillion per kill, which once again is about the average that they're going to give you. Now health though, this is the one biggie thing on it, is the health is going to be on average around 13.3x the base mob. So these ones are going to have around 13.3 more health. But once again though, all brutes in the same zone drop around the same amount of cash no matter their type, and usually have the same health as well. So as you see, this one is a 13 quadrillion health. This one right here is 12.8 quadrillion health, and then this one down here is going to have a bit more than the most. Now a lot of that's going to come down to the level that they're going to have when they spawn in. That's not something to really worry about. So a key takeaway is brutes scale hard, but they do offer more rewards. Now let's go into the real nerdy numbers if you're really caring this much. So for the first mob, this is going to be on the main island, and I'm going to be estimating this off of a base level DPS that you'll probably average whenever it comes to being around here. So a few high 100 billion or a few 100 trillion. So the first mob is going to have a cash drop of 4.2 trillion on average. On average, they're going to have around 420 trillion. So that is just a low level one. So the higher ones you get to they're going to get to, 420 trillion. This is going to be based on the level 10 one, which is going to be the highest level the first mob type can spawn in with. And kill time on average, once again, if you're averaging around 100 trillion DPS, this is going to be for the average player that is a bit experienced. You're going to be getting around just bit over a 2-second kill time, unless you're like me and can just, one-shot them. And in total, with the respawn time, if you are, this is one thing you have to please note this. Whenever you kill this unit, so if I turn off auto destroy, I kill them, this is going to be here. So you're going to have 9-ish seconds to wait for it to auto, not like destroy, but just do that. And so until that happens, then 5 seconds will start for the respawn, and then it spawns back in. But instead, if you destroy it, then it'll immediately go to the 5 seconds. And obviously, if you're the only person that contributes the damage, if you're doing this in a public server, then the damage dealt to it, whoever, say, if I 2-shot the thing and you only deal a bit of damage, you can't arise it, you can't destroy it, it's going to respawn back in on my terms. The reason why it does this is it doesn't like have an overlapping shadow. This is only really doable on, I think, the Jeju Island raid with the queen and her ants. But besides that, this is just make sure you understand when after the shadow is destroyed, it'll take 5 seconds for the thing to spawn back in. So if you can kill this thing and destroy the shadow, so if you have the auto destroy gamepad pass, which I'm posting a giveaway, more information at the end of this segment. Then these will die, instant destroy, and you get your money. Now, this is going to be pulling around a 0.6 trillion per second ratio. So you're going to get around 600 billion credits or money per second. So the next we're going to look at is going to be the type 2 mob or the mid-tier mob. So these ones right here, the Gosoku, these are going to average around 100, I think it's just around a quadrillion health on average. And once again, these ones are going to have about a 5.6 trillion drop on money. And once again, for your usual player, these are only going to have probably like a 4.8 to like a 5-second kill time. Once again, if you then include the respawn time, this is going to be coming around just shy of 10 seconds, so about 9.8 seconds in total, giving you a 0.57 trillion per second or 570 billion cash per second. Now, once again, if you do realize, oh, it's the higher troop, but you're actually making less. Now, the next NPC we're going to look at is the type 3 mob. So these are going to be, once again, the higher ones here, and these ones are going to average around, I would say, a good like 2 trillion health or 2 quadrillion health would be a good given for their average of health. So whenever you're killing these ones, they're going to have the 2 quadrillion health on average. They're going to drop 8.6 trillion cash on average, and additionally, they're going to take, for the average player that only can deal with, you know, a few 100 trillion or maybe just 100 trillion, you're going to be getting a 9.6 second kill time, then leading with the respawn time about a 14, just shy of 15 second in total kill, averaging you out with about a 0.59 trillions per second or a $590 billion per second. Now, this does seems awkward, considering this is once again still going to be less than farming first, but this just makes sense if you want to do the basic calculations. Now we're going to look at the brute type. So the brute type is going to have a 42 trillion with average drop. So these are going to average around 42 trillion drops. So this is the average level. With additionally, we're going to get a 13.6 D per quadrillion. So around a 13 quadrillion health is going to be expected from them. So for the normal player though, these are going to take almost over a minute to kill. Now, obviously, if you can't, do that, these are going to take ages to kill. And so these are going to get about almost 70 seconds in total, considering the respawn in total to kill them. Getting you, what's crazy though, back to making just the exact same with the 600 billion cash per second as the type 1 mob. But one thing to note though is, since these both are identical, when should you switch to a brute? Should you switch to a brute if you're killing them or not? This is when it gets a bit more complicated. So if you're considering to farm the brute instead of the type 1 mob, then what you need to do is use, if you can't kill the type 1 mob in 2 seconds or less, this is like a rule. You can't kill it in 2 seconds or less, you need to switch to the brute, because it's more, this is when it gets more to like your own build. If you are, rocking a higher DPS build, if you can't kill these in more than 2 seconds, then you need to switch to the brute, because then you're going to save time, and they may take longer, but their payout is just going to be way better. When your DPS crosses that line, every kill will just pay so much more per time spent doing it. Now, if you are co-op farming, this is going to be a tips that you need to listen to. So you need to deal at least 5% of the mob's health in order to get rewards from it. So there's no real AFKing here. You gotta be consistently active, unless you can set up an auto clicker and you know for a fact you're going to be clapping this thing. Then besides that, you need to make sure you're dealing at least 5% of the mob's health. So if you drop into any public server, there's going to be so many people farming this one unit right here, because this is the highest brute level on average. This one's going to be yielding about the most, pretty much. But with the thing though, once again, you have to know you have to deal about 5% of this thing's health in order to get any rewards. And mob level only affect HP, not the payout. That means if you're farming lower level mobs, it can still be worth the payout if they're like brutes or type 1s, So just a quick recap once again, if you can do it, stay with the type 1 mobs. They're going to be the best early efficiency. And once your DPS is high enough, only farm brutes. This is for money specifically. Only farm brutes. Ignore 2 and 3. They're pretty much useless when it comes to farming. And then in co-op, you got to deal at least 5% damage if you're wanting to kill or if you're wanting to get the payout specifically on brutes. And brutes always have 10 times the cash payout. Now, if this does help you in any way, that would be great. But I was talking about a giveaway earlier. What's going to do that? So on this video, if you want to enter into the giveaway, I'm giving away not 1, not 2, but all of the game passes inside of Arise crossover. And to enter, all you got to do is like and subscribe and comment your username down below. Now, if you do want more of a metric to how much you can make with this, if you can kill this thing in around 1 second, like if you get strong enough and you just want to farm money and gems for your guild, you can kill this thing, have it respawn in about 6.5 seconds, about 6.5 seconds, I believe, and you can get to making around 25 quadrillion an hour. That's going to be a good starting point to you. But if, once again, make sure if you can take advantage of potions, they're amazing. This guide did help you out though. Make sure to leave a like like and subscribe, you know, if you feel like it. And I will